this is Full Game Prometheus, the only YouTuber that actually shows you full games of all the tips and schemes I post on my channel. I'll show you the good, the bad, and the ugly against online ranked opponents. Alright, so guys, I want to jump into the second part of this gun split Texan out of the Houston Texans playbook. The first play I showed was out and up shot. A really good play to attack someone who likes to use a lot of cover 3 blitzes or basically man blitzes. The next play the next two plays we're going to take a look at is going to be the Y circle. The Y circle is a good play to go and attack your opponent if he runs a lot of cover 2. And the other play we're going to take a look at is going to be the slot seam. This is just another way that you can go ahead and attack your opponent. It allows you underneath routes. It's going to force your opponent to get them out of those cover 2 blitzes. So let's go ahead and take a look at the first play, which is going to be Y circle. Alright, so basically we're going to go ahead and use this play against an opponent that likes to use a lot of cover 2 blitzes. In particular, basically the first place you're going to go to is going to be the flat, and you're going to force your opponent to try to use hard flats, and that's going to be the first area. Now if you take a look at the route combinations, we've got a circle route, so if the defender plays down to the flat, I know that the backside is going to get wide open, and I've also got a crossing route I can dump down to underneath. So we're really going to go ahead and try to force that ball into the running back on the table route, and I didn't really take a look. I didn't let that play develop because the defender actually went ahead and came down and played that last ball, and I didn't let him float up enough. So as you can see right here, I've got the crossing route over the middle that I can go ahead and dump down for an easy completion for 9 yards right there. So you can see I'm 10 yards out, but if a defender does not float in the flat, I'm just going to go ahead and force that ball right there. So what's great about this play is that you can run it stock, and you're essentially going to go ahead and force your opponent to go ahead and stop it. Now if he's using a lot of cover 3, you're still going to make the same reads, but this time it's going to be a little bit easier to get away with that deep circle route on the backhand side if there's no area, a defender actually falling in the area. So if you get that single coverage, you'll be able to go ahead and get that circle route on the backside against any kind of a cover 3 blitz. So once again, I'm getting rid of the ball fairly quick before the blitz actually gets in. Now granted, I'm playing against the CPU, so these blitzes, the blitzes online, or when you're playing against a live opponent, is going to be able to get in a little bit quicker. So you can see right there, the computer did come in on that particular blitz. But what's great about it is that you do have that circle route on the backside that actually, if you rack it correctly, I'm doing a lot of possession catches right now, but if you rack it correctly, you can actually go and pick up an easy completion. So once again, this is a fairly easy play to run that you can essentially pick up some fairly good yards. So I'm trying to force it down a little bit, but really the circle route is going to be the area that I'm going to go ahead and look for. That's where I can actually pick up some pretty major yards against the cover 3. So this is definitely a cover 3 look, and as you can see right here, I'm able to go ahead and just hit the flat, find the zone with the area, and pick up some pretty easy yards. So against cover 4, still pretty much the same reads. You're probably going to be looking more for that crosser route right there. That's going to be a route that's going to be wide open. So if you establish and run it in this particular play, which I've actually shown earlier, you just wait for that crosser to get open, and that actually is an area that you can hit. Now on the backside too, and I haven't really talked about this play, you've also got that fullback route. So if he manually defends the middle yellow defender, and you should have basically that corner, that angle route by the fullback or by the tight end should be able to become wide open. So that's what I do like about this particular play, is that you've got basically a good complement between the two of those. So just wait a little bit long for that, looking back at that angle route by the fullback. But as you can see right here, he actually gets open, he gets good position, but doesn't come down with the ball. But that's one of the good things about this particular play. So against man blitzes, this basically doesn't give you the luxury as the other play. You're going to have to get rid of that ball pretty hot against any kind of aggressive man blitzes. You've got the crosser, you know the drag should get open 90% of the time. So that's going to be a route that you're going to have to go ahead and look to. Pretty much the majority of the time against any kind of aggressive man blitzes. Now the downside of that is that he could be using that particular area, so that is something you need to be conscious of when you're actually dropping it down to the drag. But if you give yourself enough time, if the pressure doesn't get in, you've obviously got the circle route that actually blows up most man coverages, and you can pick up some pretty easy yards at that. Also on the backside, You've also got the deep out. So that might be a play that you might want to look to against any kind of man defenses. If he's doing some type of a zero blitz, you should be able to go ahead and pick up easy completion off the backhand side, and that's attacking just another area of the field. So against cover 2, this is a very effective play. You're focusing off the left-hand side. Cover 3 blitz is pretty much the same thing, and then obviously against cover 4, your focus really is going to be this drag over the middle. This is going to be your first place to go because everything is going to get built around that. So let's go ahead and jump into the other play, which is going to be slot seam. Slot seam. This you're going to play is it'll attack your opponent underneath and force him to make some massive adjustments to stop the play. So we're going to take a look at slot seam. What's good about this particular play is it's got a unique play by the tight end fullback position. It's got like a little a shake route that's underneath. You've also got a little hitch route, like an out release hitch route, and then you've got something you can attack your opponent with. So let's just go ahead and run this against random, basically zone blitz 3 deeps. And really our progressions are going to be from left to right. If you get the back of the defender, basically what you want to go ahead and do is just essentially attack him on the outside. Now, what's good about this particular play is that you also have that check down if the defender actually floats up to take away that one route off the left-hand side. You can check down to the running back off to the left too, because he's going to fall in a unique little zone. So he's going to have to pretty much pick his poison on how he wants to attack you. If he's going to go ahead and attack you with a blitz off the side, you've also got this little shake route that you can go ahead and attack your opponent with too. And you can see the tight end actually dropped the ball right there. But I think against any kind of a cover 3 type of situation, this little hitch route, which is getting, what, 13 yards off the sticks, is going to be the ideal play against him, because it's just, he's going to get inside position against you and be able to go ahead and pick up a nice first down against your opponent. So if he runs a lot of cover 3 blitzes, this should get open pretty much 90% of the time. Alright, so if you run into an opponent that runs a lot of cover 2 blitzes, you really can't get away with this, because the defender generally is going to have pretty good position against this little hitch route, and then you should probably have some kind of defender that's going to be underneath. So one of the things you can do is that if you have a guy that spams a lot of cover 2, you can try to go ahead and check down to this route to the running back and just throw it early. Usually, if you want to throw it on time, you have to wait for the icon, but you can actually throw this ball early to get the ball out to the running back if he's paying attention. So as you can see right there is a miscue. But you can see right there he actually drops the ball. So that's why you want to go ahead and wait for the icon, but that's something you can do. Now this particular route by the fullback or the tight end essentially is going to be the one that's going to go ahead and beat this cover 2 route, just because it's kind of goofy on how it releases. And it just your opponent's not necessarily going to be paying attention. So if he runs a lot of cover 2, you're seeing a cover 2 read. I really would take a look at the seam route more than anything else, and just make my progressions from the right, from right down, and then actually the deep dig route. So as you can see right here, let's see if we can hit this route right here. No, didn't get that. I forced it into it. Try that again. And able to go ahead and get that with shorts right there. But the mid read is actually just going ahead and chasing after that seam. So that's probably the reason why this route is just going to destroy anybody that's got a mid read. And if he's controlling the mid read defender, that's actually going to go ahead and give that seam route, going to get wide open for you, because it's just going to fall right in the middle. So that's the good thing about this particular route, is that you've got this little check down. So that's going to be where you want to go ahead and focus your stuff, because the left side is not really good against any kind of cover 2, because you're going to get yourself in trouble like that if you go and force it on the left side. Now against cover 4, this is where you can still keep hitting your opponent with the same type of read. So if you've got an opponent that plays a lot of cover 3 or cover 4, you can still go ahead and hit them in the same type of areas, because once again, that running back route is going to pull away your defender that should be playing this deep curl route, and it's just not going to give defenders in the area. So this is a, you got a guy who runs a lot of cover 3, cover 4, you can pretty much go to this route with just indiscriminately. You can go ahead and try to take that and turn it up and pick up some pretty easy yards with it. Also underneath too, you've got that check and release. That's actually going to be an area of the field that you can go ahead and attack your opponent with. So also, if you can cut it off, you can go ahead and attack them over the middle with the seam route. That's just gonna that route is going to be pretty good against cover 4 too. You just have to aggressive catch it over the middle. Just try to hope you come down with the ball with a good receiver. Now, if you guys using a lot of aggressive man blitzes, once again, you're really going to be looking for this. So, you know, unless you're seeing cover 2 out of the hole, you're really going to be focusing on the left-hand side of the field, and you're just going to go ahead and attack your opponent with this little hitch route. It's going to get separation. You've also got the running back route that you can dump down to. So I really would focus more on the left because these routes on the right, basically, they take too long to develop. So I would just focus on this route. That's going to be basically the route that's going to essentially get the separation against your opponent if he's using a lot of type press coverage, and you can just go ahead and take that for easy yards. So that's where I would go with any kind of man blitzes. So you really want to make your progressions, your reads off to the right hand side. And sometimes, if he's pressed, you can get that route right there, which is going to be the streak route. Actually, would be wide open too if he's really aggressive. So right here, we're able to go and just hit him with that. So this is basically a breakdown of the Y circle and the slot seam. These are two plays that I'd use against an opponent that either is going to use a lot of cover 2 against you, or he's going to use a lot of blitzes and stuff like that. These are the ways you want to go and focus on attacking your opponent if he runs a lot of cover 2, cover 4. And you can pretty much tell which areas you want to go with the field based on what type of way he wants to look at it. So to my subscribers, I hope you guys picked up some pretty good tips. I wanted to go ahead and break this down, the 4 different types of scenarios that you're going to run against an opponent that runs a lot of pressure against you, and what type of reads, fast reads, and progressions you will need to make. So thank you once again for your support. I hope you guys picked up some good tips, and I'll be rolling this out in my Houston Texans series with Madden Ultimate Team and also with Draft Champions. So once again, to my subscribers, I appreciate the support. Until next time.